Charred and unidentified remains. That was what 31-year-old Katlego Bereng, a Bloemfontein-born father of two, became for almost a year. Bereng had failed to return home in March 2022. His family reported him missing to the Kopanong police on 17 May 2022. Realizing that he might not be returning, they went to the government mortuary in June. Authorities were mum on the matter, until April 2023, when they paid a visit to Bereng's mother, Monica Matsie, requesting a DNA sample from her. Their explanation: they were trying to identify some of the unidentified bodies in the mortuary. 2 weeks later, the family was shocked when informed that Bereng's body had been found at the G4S prison the year before. It was informed that Bester had used his remains as a decoy to fake his suicide when he made the infamous prison break just weeks after Bereng went missing.
Last week Friday, what I learned about the DNA test. The DNA test.
Initially, when the police came requesting DNA samples, they did not disclose that they were testing against someone they suspected was my son. They only told me because I reported a missing person and I was among those who were being tested.
So the DNA test. So that's why we are doing the DNA test because of the case against Mangaung.
The devastated mother could not contain her emotions.
I am not okay at all. I'm in pain.
As the 5 former employees of the G4S prison charged with aiding Bester to escape from custody applied for bail, details of how Bereng's body was accessed from the government mortuary in Bloemfontein were disclosed by a state witness. He told the court that Bester's girlfriend, Dr. Nandi Pamagudumana, was identified via fingerprint as the person who had claimed the body, which was then ferried to the prison in a vehicle hired by Magudumana's father, Zolile Sekeleni. Bereng was already dead when his body was placed in Bester's cell and set alight. His body was allegedly set alight as part of a plot to make it appear as if Bester had died in the cell. The family was shocked.
The evidence that came out today was very devastating, shocking, and sparking anger, to be honest, and it's just unbelievable everything that one heard from this courtroom today. In the nutshell, I would still maintain that none of this evidence that qualifies any of the suspects for bail, for being granted bail.
Desperate for justice, the bereaved family opened a case against the health department in the province as well as G4S Security Services, the company that was contracted to run the Mangaung Correctional Facility.
We don't know anything as yet. That is why we had to lay criminal charges, because we want answers as the family, you know. We want answers as to, is it true that the body, when the police were made aware that my son's collapsed as it was claimed, if there were injuries or no injuries, if my son was still alive when he was discovered. You know, we need answers around those things because they don't make sense to the family. Yes, we are told the remains were positively identified, but that does not mean it brings closure to the family.
Members of the community also registered their outrage. Organizations such as Action SA, the South African Justice Must Be Served Foundation, GBV ambassadors from the Asut Management Clinic, as well as the fans of Bloemfontein Celtic threw their support behind the family and joined the call for no bail for the suspects.
He was one of the passionate supporters of Bloemfontein Celtic, one of the person that easy to work with, vibrant, passionate, colorful, always willing to help, a good singer, a good song creator. I think he was one of the person that we were looking up to him as the young person to take the brand to a dizzy height, but unfortunately this have happened.
Bereng was laid to rest in Bloemfontein in May this year. The pre-trial hearing for the Thabo Bester's escape matter is set to take place in the Free State High Court on 21 February next year. Kamogelo Siekwi, SABC News, Bloemfontein.